Hi everyone, I'm Jeff,
And I'm Sarah.
and this is a recap video for our third class in our intermediate drag glue series in February of 2013. In this class, we started with our drag walk activities, so look back at our previous videos for that. But the one thing that we spent a little while talking about is reminding you how to stay connected in your drag walks when leads are going backwards and follows are coming forwards. So remember, leads, when you're going backwards, you want to start with your weight on the front of your foot. Right? If you allow your weight to go back, you will disconnect from that connection. Also, when you're walking, you prep and then drive. That prep is necessary for a clear communication so that the follow will come along for the ride.
Yeah, so the follow's prepping with you, and that gives her information about how much you're going to drive. And similarly, the lead's weight is on the front of the foot, the follow's weight is on the back of the foot.
And then lastly, we remind the follows it's their responsibility to walk with sort of an equal amount of energy that the lead is putting into the walk. So it's your responsibility to keep moving and maintain that connection once you feel that drive. So just a demonstration of all these things. So here we go. All right, notice weight forward,
With that.
drive, change the posture, drive, change the posture. Okay, great. So then we moved on to the side catch, one of the pillars of drag blues movements as far as we're concerned.
And we were talking about rotational catches in general, so we did the side catch, but we did other ways of catching.
So we'll just demonstrate those three. So here we have our so here we have our single axis turns that we practiced first last week. So just remind you, it's really key that we drive through that turn where the energy is not up.
And follows, we match the amount of drive the leader has.
So then, once we establish a lot of rotational momentum, if we relax the safety belt on the lead's back, and we step with on the follow's back, and we let go, the follows will naturally spin off the connection. And I'm trusting that the follows will do that, will follow that energy. That's key for establishing our connection in these three patterns. So now we can demonstrate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the side catch. And again, we're establishing that stretch away from each other. My weight's on my left,
My weight's on my right.
and she moved away from me, again, because she was moving with that rotational momentum, and I trusted her to move. So if I hadn't have caught her, she would have just kept stepping and moving.
And when he does catch me, I keep turning, because I had this turn already going on. I keep turning into this, and so I've built up a little spring here.
And just to make very explicit, we count 1, 2. On 3, we're letting go with our left-hand leads. The safety belt is still engaged. On count 4, we touch the side and we release the safety belt. And on count 5, we get that stretch. Okay? So let's now demonstrate the 2 other variations. We'll do the elbow catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's very similar, except the placement is on the right above the elbow, and again, leads my connection is like this, and no squeezing of the arm.
And the same technique follows. We're using this arm now, maintaining our good frame, and we're still turning into that catch.
And the last version, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this version, we just hold on to this hand, and we had this little hand activity where we want to both sort of hang on to each other.
And we have the follows initiate it, because the followers are the ones coming away and asking the lead to help stop with this hand. And so the leads are matching to keep the follow in.
Right. And so you can do any 3 of these. They all feel very much the same nature. And then from there, so from here, you can do all sorts of things. We have lots of different patterns we've taught in various other classes. You can look at other recap videos, but the one we taught first was the wraparound, which looked like this. So 5, 6, 7, and 8, 1, 2. From another angle. So 5, 6, 7, and 8, 1, 2. Some of the key aspects of this movement is 5, 6, the energy is linear to start. We step down that line.
So the lead steps in that line and I follow. I don't stay in place.
Sarah then turns 7 and 8, but on the 7, I touch her side, her right waist, and she turns into that connection. So just without the counts, as she's turning, place the hand, she wraps into that connection. So the count then, 7, our weight is on the outside of the side-by-side connection. On the and, to make this really elegant, I transfer her weight over. On the and, I step on 8, 1, 2. And remember, my step around, I'm going to step with drive. That will give the energy to turn it around.
And I wait to step. So when we're here and the lead goes in front, I wait to step until he's ready to change weight.
Great. Next, we had this move. So what we'll do is out of the side catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Again from another angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. So these are fishtails. You can look back at one of our Jukin series to see how to do those. But the key elements of this movement.
So up until 5 or 4.5, it's the same as before.
But on count 5, I place my hand on the follow's hip. Okay, and I place the palm here, nice and stable. And on count 6, I give her a purely rotational energy as opposed to that linear energy. She pivots in place.
So that's by, this is changing it to rotational and the lead staying in place keeps it rotational.
6, 7, and as she comes around, I catch her with this hand, and we just put that right into our fishtails. And think about, when you're doing this on your own, the contrast between the very elegant drag blues movements and the really sort of meaty fishtails of Jukin style movements. And if you make these sort of contrasts, they'll really stand out in your dancing.
Okay, and lastly, we demoed but didn't practice a move that, we're calling the Joe and Nell lean.
Okay, looks like this. Outside catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. Mesh. So from another angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it from other angle. It's gonna be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the same angle again.
It's a good angle.
Okay. And you can do some sort of exit. Very good. So the big ideas for today's class, in addition to thinking about matching postures from classes 1 and 2, we really talked a lot about energy, both explicitly and implicitly. We had linear energy, rotational energy, how we build up, stretch, and turn that potential energy into kinetic energy. And so we really want you to think about how that is brought into your dancing and how we're matching each other in terms of our energy in the dance. Yeah, so I think that's it. So you did a great job this class. And we look forward to seeing you for our fourth and final class in our Drag Blues series next week.
Keep practicing.